Hey guys, we're going to do something kind of fun today. It's going to have some important concepts that we're going to talk about, but a lot of it's just going to be kind of fun, which I think we need a lot of right now. So we're going to deal with overlapped objects. And when I overlap something, that basically means laying something on top of something else. Okay, pretty simple. But we're going to be talking about filling our page today, making sure we fill up the whole thing. We're going to be talking about color variation. We will be talking about composition, which is basically how you lay out the picture, concentrating on where you put everything and how you place things in the object, really paying attention to where you put objects so that there's a purpose to it and you can create something that's really important in artwork called focus. Okay, so we're going to be working on right now something real simple. We're going to work on getting some objects onto our paper and simply overlapping those objects. Now, when I do this, I just chosen some random things around here in my classroom, and I'm just going to outline them, trace them and outline them. And we'll take a look at what we're going to do with that, but we're going to try to really fill the place, okay? So the first one I'm going to do, I'm going to trace this piece, this tape roll, okay? And in the next one, let's say I'm going to use my hammer. And every time I lay something down, I'm going to make sure it touches one other object in the picture, okay? And this one's going to be kind of wobbly because I'm holding a hammer up above my head. If you got to go back and straighten things out, you can. Maybe a paintbrush. Now I've got something here and here. I don't want to keep working on that one section, okay? I want to spread things out. So, but I do want to make sure I'm touching something else in my picture. And if it moves around on you, it's not the end of the world. There's my paintbrush. See that right there? And then maybe my scissors. And it's okay for parts of the objects to go off the page. And then how about my hand? Just my regular old hand. I'm going to overlap it like that. Now, what I did there, I want you to look at real close. See how there's a ton of objects that were overlapped into this section? Right in there. I don't want to do that too much, okay? Because now I have a ton of tiny little shapes I'm going to have to concentrate on in my next step. And the next step is to add color. Overlapping 4, 5, or 6 objects, it just depends on the size of the object that you're overlapping. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to start coloring my picture. But everywhere one object has overlapped another object, so here's a hammer overlapping the tape, it creates all of these new shapes. Do you see all of those tiny new shapes that were created by overlapping? So by doing that, I'm going to color all of those differently. And as best I can, this can get tricky, I'm going to try not to use the same color right up next to each other over and over again. Now, this red and that red are near each other, but they're not right up next to each other like the green and red right in this section. Okay, so I'm overlapping objects I'm coloring in all of those new shapes and spaces. I'm going to make sure I even get the space that's out here in the background filled in too. And you end up with these really cool, bright colored objects that sometimes, if you have enough objects, can be kind of tricky to figure out what each part is. And it's a really cool process. I can't wait to see what you've done. And I'm going to keep adding color to mine. And we'll see what yours looks like too. So have fun with this one. Remember, you're looking for color variation. You're looking for spreading the objects out to fill your space. You want the objects to overlap at least one other object. And you want to make sure that when you're coloring, that you try not to put the exact same color touching up against itself. If you do every once in a while, it's not a big deal. You just don't want to take one crayon and just color the whole thing with that one crayon all over everything. What we're trying to do is focus on individual shapes. All I've done is overlapped objects, and now I don't care about that object, individual object anymore. I'm more concerned about each separate individual shape. Have fun with this one.